It's one of the loudest venues in the National Football League. We're inside Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, home of the Chiefs. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. Alongside Greg Olsen, I'm Mike Tirico. The kicker has us set for the start. And this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone. So they're going to blow it dead, and they'll bring the ball out to start at the 40-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
Yellow.
Play action here. Mahomes. Oh, what an inauspicious start. It's intercepted. And the Broncos are going to get the football here. They force the INT on the game's opening drive.
So you work all week on your opening script, Mike, and what happens? Well, that opening script is going to have to wait until your second possession. The defense comes out with a big stop early. They get the interception, and now it's the opposing team going out looking to take this early lead.
On the ground, it is the rookie from Wisconsin. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
First down.
A gain there of 11. First down, Broncos.
Let's go now.
And the strength on display, rambling through tacklers for a gain of 8 yards. Now, after the play, it looks like we have an injury for one of the Chiefs. Not something you want to see in the opening minute of the game. Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry, and he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
First down, Broncos.
They'll stay on the ground. He's taken down just shy of the 10. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. Good for a Denver first down.
And the Broncos first down.
70. Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
Now give on the ground. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And this time he will work his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Denver. And hold on to that football, young man. That's a keeper. His first NFL touchdown. No problem there on the extra point. Broncos will take a 7-0 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. A return now from the 4. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field.
22-yard line.
First carry here for Kyron Williams. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down.
25-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 25, here's 2nd down and 7.
Yellow.
They go play action with Mahomes. He'll go left side here and complete this one. And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. Big play for KC. 37 yards. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line.
Yellow.
On the carry, it's Williams. Not much there, maybe a yard.
The tackle made at the 36-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 8. Off the play fake. Mahomes. Little short pass here. Caught by his tight end. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line. A tough spot here. 3rd and long. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. He's got his man. Right side. It's complete. They hook up again. 2nd time on this drive. And this one's good for 18 yards and a 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
17-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
It is 2nd and 6.
Yellow.
They'll go again here with Williams. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
Mahomes going to throw here on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Just a couple plays ago, Mike, it felt like a touchdown was kind of inevitable. They were doing everything they wanted as they marched the length of the field, and then as they got down here close to the red zone and that field condenses, they started getting sloppy in their execution. Now, what do they do on 4th down? Do they try to keep their offense out there and extend the drive, or do they settle for 3?
The return starts from the 5. Oh, nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it.
At their own 30-yard line.
Here we go. Let's go.
Drive will start on the ground. Now, following the play, we're going to get a stoppage. There's an injured Bronco. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. From the 33, here's 2nd down and 6. Back to throw. His throw left side is complete. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
And he's brought down after a gain of a couple.
So these, Mike, are the body blow runs. They're not big gains, they're nothing fancy, but they really set that physical tone for the rest of the game where now a good play caller can use some of these early runs to set up something a little bit bigger down the road.
And you'll get them 5 yards closer, but now 3rd down coming up.
5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Let's go now.
From the 50, this is intercepted. Into space. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown.
So it's third down, and it just seems clear that he's just trying to do anything to keep the drive alive. But even though you're trying to keep the punt team off the field, you just can't be careless and reckless. And that's really what he ended up being, Mike. And defense takes advantage and takes it back to the house.
Broncos 7.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. He'll start at the 4. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
Right back to the air following that pick 6. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. That is George Karlaftis getting in there to bring him down. His first sack of the season. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
The Chiefs take over first.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. A give, and here comes Williams. Awkward-looking tackle there. Upended at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. Quick throw, taken in. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chiefs. That is 2nd TD catch of the season.
We all make such a big deal, Mike, when we see a quarterback go through his progression and deliver a deep downfield strike for a touchdown. But sometimes just take what's easy, the easy pitch and catch, get it underneath completion. That's exactly what the quarterback does here, takes what the defense gives them, and when you have a playmaker like that on the outside, they can do the rest with their feet after the catch, and the end result is still a touchdown.
Now return coming from the 7. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll be taken down with the 1st down as time will run out on this opening quarter. 1 quarter in the books. It's the Chiefs on top. We'll be back in Kansas City after this. The Broncos in possession of the football to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with 1st and 10. That one incomplete.
So there's a sense of urgency with these RPOs, especially in the NFL game, because your linemen, they're thinking it's a run, so you can't allow them to get downfield. So that's where this quick decision-making from the quarterback is so critical, and the timing of this one just wasn't quite right and falls incomplete.
That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
And the defender does such a good job, like not only putting himself in position to make the play, but how often do we see guys that are there and they just can't quite make it? In this case, he's there, knocks the ball down, really nice play.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. 18 yards on the connection. 1st down, Broncos.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. First and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. Here's a shot toward the end zone. And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion. We'll try again here. Second and 10.
Here we go, set. 79.
Now a give up the middle. And he'll take this down to the 6. That's good enough for first down, first and goal.
The story of this drive has just been their ability to sustain and get fresh sets of down. Now, in this case, after picking up that big gain on the ground, they find themselves first and goal.
Here's a run. Only a yard there. Tackle made at the 5. Here comes second and goal.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how...
To the goal line and in. Touchdown, Broncos. It's his second touchdown of the year. Now, the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Broncos are back to within a field goal. It's 17-14. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. A safe kick taken at the 5. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The drive begins with a run by Williams. And he'll take this up to the 30. Pick up a 5.
Brought down at the 30-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up second and 5.
They'll break the huddle. It's second and 5.
Yellow.
It's another run here for Williams. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
The back's doing everything in his power to try to get that ball around the edge to the boundary, but just great pursuit there by this linebacker, staying with his angles, running through contact, and he makes the play behind the line.
Open man, right side. He's got it. That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Now it's Williams. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
There's very few defenses in today's NFL, Mike, that you can play the cornerback position and be unwilling to tackle. Those days are kind of over, so give credit to this guy. I mean, he identified run, he understood his leverage and gap fit, and he's able to bring him down for no gain.
That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
I think he got away with one there, Mike. I thought with the way the defender had him covered, I was actually surprised he didn't move off to his next progression. He threw that into some really tight coverage, and he's lucky that ball wasn't picked.
Here's a 3rd and 10.
Yellow. Go on, Eddie.
Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. Over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
First down.
A gain there of 23 yards. And the Chiefs have a first down.
Yellow.
To throw is Mahomes. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down.
Yellow.
On the give, it's Williams. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. A gain there of 15. Good for a Chiefs first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
From the 20, here's second down and 9. Patrick to throw. And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, Kansas City.
And that was just a great drive. Really from start to finish, Mike, you could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm. Mix in run, mix in pass. Results in the touchdown pass. Really everything they did, the entire possession worked to perfection. You can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns. Man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
This fielded at about the 9. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Handoff here, up the middle. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. A gain there of 27 yards.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Let's go now.
They'll stick with him again. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now it's third down.
A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and
5. They'll try to get this one on the ground. A pickup of 14 on that one. Good for a Denver first down.
First down.
60 bison, 60
A gain
bison.
of 14. First down, Broncos.
Now this time they'll look to throw. That's to the right side, and it's Siddick. Oh, the elusiveness on display there. Nifty footwork setting up first and goal.
That's another Broncos first down. First and goal at the 8-yard line.
They'll turn and hand this one off. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Denver. They'll line it up to kick the extra point. He knocks it through. Broncos cut the lead to 3, 24-21.
Broncos 21.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Off the play fake, here's Mahomes. Looking for his tight end on the corner route. He's got it. And they're going to move the ball all the way up to the 45-yard line. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
Here's a handoff to Williams. And a good run there. It'll get him 5 yards.
Tackle made right at midfield. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Second and 5.
Yellow. Argelati.
They run over center with Williams. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
At the 49-yard line. A gain of a yard on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Here's a 3rd down and 4.
Yellow, yellow.
Throwing now, Mahomes. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
First and 10 at their own 4-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. The throw here is complete. And he's out of bounds. Very close to the 40-yard line. Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts. Clock is stopped for 26 seconds until the break. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10.
19.
They'll look to throw. He's got his running back downfield, and it's complete. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20. Now a timeout, Denver. That's their second. But they'll stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. He's got his big tight end. Touchdown, Broncos.
You hear coaches, you hear commentators, everybody talks about that middle 4, Mike, the final 2 minutes of the second quarter and the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. Here they are now. They go down and they steal a late touchdown to end the half. Remember, they're going to get the ball first coming out of the break.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. This taken at the 5. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there.
At their own 25-yard line.
They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's able to fight through 1 tackle here and pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
So we are at halftime, and Greg and I will be back right after this. It's the National Football League on EA Sports. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. This returnable from the 4. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
They'll send a tight end in motion. Into the secondary, past the 40. And finally, they'll bring him down, but he's up beyond the 45-yard line. That's a gain of 21 to open this drive.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. The next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
And wow, tough to bring down that time. Surging forward for a pickup of 6. Second down.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense. And that's exactly what they've been able to do.
And he will be out of bounds right around the 35. Good-looking screenplay there. A gain of 11 and a first down.
First down, Denver.
A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. The ball comes out. It looks like the Chiefs have it, and it is Kansas City ball.
You know, it's amazing, Mike, that guys still end up fumbling the ball because I can tell you from experience, the first 15 minutes of every offensive practice is ball security circuit. And that could be a combination of multiple things. How to go to the ground without getting loose to the ball, almost like the art of falling. It could be running over bags or through bags as guys take swats at the ball trying to knock it out. There are so many ways to simulate what the game is like because at the end of the day, if you want to win in the NFL, protecting the ball is the #1 priority, and it cannot be stressed enough.
On second down, a run with Williams. And he's got some space. Up past the 30 to about the 32-yard line. A pickup of 7.
It's tough to completely celebrate, Mike, when you don't pick up the first down, but that's a run you will take every single time. I mean, good yardage in a lot of situations, it'll get you the first down, just not here.
And he will have the Chiefs first down. Won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3. So that mark shows. First down.
First down.
Yellow, yellow.
First and 10 at the 36-yard
Play
line.
action here. Mahomes. That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the fight. And it's second down.
It leads to
And they got the look they were hoping for, one-on-one on the outside. He's just unable to hold on to it through contact, and I think that was a big opportunity missed.
Yellow.
Play fake. Now it's Mahomes. Going down the center of the field, open man, and it's taken in. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and they're able to convert.
They'll go with Williams. And he is crushed in the backfield. Defenders firing through. Shut it down right away for a loss of yardage.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
And they'll stop it. At least it's an improvement over the last play. They're not losing yardage, but they didn't gain any here, and now it's going to be third down.
The integrity of the defense, Mike, is based on every defender holding their gap. That's exactly what we saw out of this defensive tackle. Not only did he hold his gap, he's able to shed his block and make the play.
Third and long.
Yellow.
Mahomes back. To the right, caught by Sanders. First time they've looked his way all game long. He comes through with the grab and a first down.
Kansas City Chiefs. First down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up second down. Jatavian Sanders was the intended receiver. And that will lead to a second down.
Yellow. One.
They'll run it with Williams. And he'll pick his way forward. A gain of about 5. And that's going to set up third down.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Throwing is Mahomes. There's a short one caught by Sanders. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
Now they're entering the area of the field, especially with the amount of yards they've gained on this possession, Mike, where it feels like a touchdown is critical. For the defense, settling for a field goal here, especially with the ball where it is, feels like a win.
Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. Now after the play, looks like we have an injury for one of the Chiefs. They'll come up on a second down and 8.
Yellow.
They'll go again here with Williams. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard.
The tackle made at the 12-yard line. A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 7.
A successful drive, but in danger of stalling. Trying to convert now on 3rd and 7. Now, Mahomes. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
We're starting to see a lot of this on 3rd down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these 3rd down conversions. So you know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball. And in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up 4th down. It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This is fielded inside the 5. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 23-yard line.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. He'll take this ahead. It's a pickup of 3. George Karlaftis there to make the play.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
They'll motion the slot man right. On 3rd down, they'll throw from the gun. And that is incomplete.
So the hope is your 1/3 down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points. But after that 3rd down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
This fielded inside the 35. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. 1st and 10 now from the 36. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. What more could you ask for on 1st down? Nice run of 8. Setting up 2nd and short.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 44-yard line.
Off the bootleg, it's Mahomes. Good work there defensively. Knocked it away, and that pass falls incomplete.
And at this stage of the game, it's both teams that are really seeing who can make the big play to swing the game in their favor. And this time, it's the defense. He's able to get his hands on it. Mike, I think they're lucky he wasn't able to get both hands on it because it could have been even a bigger play.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
It's 4th down.
On comes the Chiefs punter. He's on for the 2nd time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. And a nice return there. The offense not going to be backed up as much as they could have. Drive's going to start from beyond the 20. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Slot man in motion right. And he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. So no shortage of offense in this one as we end the 3rd. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He's got his tight end. That's it. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding him to just a short gain.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. They go play action with Mahomes. He's going to take a shot down the field.
So often we see on these deep passes, the defender lose track of the ball in the air. They then tend to panic, and it either leads to a big pass completion or a defensive PI. In this case, he stays in phase. He's able to break the ball up and prevent a big play from happening.
Here's the give up the middle with Williams. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Now, after the play, looks like we have an injury for one of the Chiefs. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout.
Yellow.
1st down throw, Mahomes. He'll go right and find his running back. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Now after the play, looks like we have an injury for one of the Chiefs. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. This will not do the trick. They've stopped it behind the line. 4th down coming up.
So it's a pretty manageable 3rd down, so they really have the option to run or pass, so they decide to keep the ball on the ground, which I don't mind as long as you've made the decision already that you're willing to use fourth down to pick up the rest of the yards. If not, I think that's a big mistake.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line.
20-yard line.
Some good footwork there. He'll take this forward for a gain of 8. From the 29, here's 2nd and a yard.
Hey, check that.
And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
Working his way for a short pickup to the 48. From a couple of yards shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
And he will be out of bounds right around the 35. Great timing to call the screen. It's a gain of 17 and a 1st down.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
And that'll be a gain of 2 and a 1st down.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run. 3rd and short, 4th and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points. In order to be successful as a run-heavy offense, Mike, it's so important that you remain really efficient on 1st and 2nd down. The last thing you want is to be in 3rd and pass, and it really throws off what you feel like your strengths are. So now you get down here in the red zone, it's got to be touchdowns. These long, sustained drives on the ground, you kick a field goal, that's a win for the defense.
And some good running there. He'll fall forward for about 7.
Short run puts them a little bit closer to the 1st down marker, and they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
Now the Chiefs going to call the first of their timeouts. We'll talk things over before 3rd down. Getting the tight end involved in the run game here. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Ben Sinnott, touchdown Denver. Greg, that's the way to handle it. Up 1, go down the field, get the touchdown, and extend the lead to 7.
Mike, the key for this offense is they were at their best when their best was needed. Being able to extend this lead late in the fourth quarter, they've got to be feeling pretty good about where things stand to close this game out.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. Now, following the play, we're going to get a stoppage. There's an injured Bronco. Off the play fake. Mahomes. That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up second down.
Second and 10.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. When that defender's bearing down, you really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Yellow.
On third down, Mahomes. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there. Make things difficult defensively. And it sets up fourth down.
And that's what you call a wasted series. They come out here and they decide we're just going to air it out. First, second, third down. All 3 incompletions. And now brings up fourth down. And barring some crazy decision here to keep your offense on the field, you're going to find yourself right back on the sideline.
A gain of 26 yards, and the decision to go for it winds up being a good one.
42-yard line.
This offense in good shape. 2 timeouts, plus the 2-minute warning as they line up for first and 10. There he goes, inside the 30. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. This is first and 10.
Fall down these two. Let's go, Artie.
They'll stick to the ground. That's 13 more on that play. And quickly, another first down.
Remember this one thing, Mike. It is not how well or how often you run the ball in the NFL. It's when do you run the ball well in the NFL. And I think that's what a lot of these offensive play callers are starting to realize. Can you run the ball well in critical moments of the game? More important than how many gross yards you run for.
Now, after the play, looks like we have an injury for one of the Chiefs. That is a worrisome development here late in the game. Here's second down.
Yellow.
They'll keep it on the ground. And he'll lose yardage here. The defense standing strong in the red zone. They drop him back at the 10.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back, but not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
Nice job there defensively to keep him in front of the marker. It's going to bring up fourth down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
And this will be a touchdown. They are within a 2-point conversion of coming back to tie this game.
What a finish there to get the touchdown, but of course the job's not done, and this is where the defense needs to regroup, Mike. It's one thing to give up the touchdown, but now you're still one stop.
And he will get in. The two-point conversion works, and we might be headed to overtime.
You can just tell the teams that practice these end-of-game situations. After the offense scored, there was no big hoopla. They weren't throwing themselves a parade. They immediately knew they had to go for two, get back in the huddle, get their best play call executed, and we got a tie ball game.
This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
They'll drop to throw. Going for it all. That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there defensively. All over him. And it'll be second down.
At the 25-yard line.
Now they'll set up to throw. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield. Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts. They stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Going up top. This one batted away. It's incomplete. Good hands there in the end zone. And that'll bring up second down.
Second and 10.
They'll look to throw yet again. That'll be incomplete. And now we are down to likely just one more play.
Great job there defensively, separating the man from the ball. And this is the moments of the game where you need your best players to step up. And this guy's showing what he's capable of doing in the game's critical moment.
And that's going to be incomplete. They took one last chance here in regulation. It does not pan out, and we are headed to overtime. So, overtime coming up. Quick reminder of the rules. Each team guaranteed one possession. Any defensive score ends the game. Each team gets a couple of timeouts. All the replays come from upstairs. If this first OT ends in a tie, so does the game. He's brought down right at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down.
At the 28-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7.
Now a first throw here in overtime. Quick throw out wide. It's caught. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
That is incomplete, but there is a flag down. Big call here. It was third down. They will go ahead and decline that one and take the 2 points. And the Chiefs will punt the ball away. And he's on for a big one here in overtime. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. Now, following the play, we're going to get a stoppage. There's an injured Bronco. And that not a guy you can afford to lose here in overtime. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Out to his right. And nice work there. Going to a slide and gain about 7.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
A gain of 4 yards.
So, 1st and 10 now from the 30.
A gain of 4 yards. First down, Denver.
He'll drop to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll wind up getting about 7 yards as he is forced out of bounds.
So the hope is, when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
15 yards through the air. First down, Broncos.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be 1st and goal.
First and goal.
They're going to put a man in motion to the right. They'll look to throw again. Oh, in trouble, and down he goes.
To play in the NFL, you got to have a short-term memory because regardless of whether the previous play was good or bad, they're going to line up and snap it again. And in this case, really nice job bouncing back. They put the bad play behind them, forced the sack in the ensuing play, and they're right back on track.
Quick throw here is complete.
After that first down sack, I think we both kind of looked at each other and said, all right, well, there goes this drive. But a really nice job there in the passing game on 2nd down. That big chunk brings them from 2nd and long to now at least 3rd and manageable.
And this defense standing tall in the red zone. They stop him for no gain. And now it's 4th and goal. This kick is good. He got it. So it is a win for the visiting Broncos. This